Hey everybody, welcome back to another episode of Hawk Talk. Today I'm going to be doing a post-game analysis of the Bears versus Seahawks game that happened on December 26th on Sunday. And to start it off, the Seahawks were unfortunately lost 24-25 against a pretty mediocre team like the Bears, and it's very surprising to see the Seahawks losing to a mediocre opponent like the Bears. I mean, the Bears are also in a rebuilding phase as of late. And but getting on into the stats, Russell Wilson had 16 completions off 27 attempts and had 181 yards, and also 2 touchdowns. The first touchdown came early in the first quarter, actually, to DK Metcalf. It was a 41-yard catch on the first drive, I believe, and that was his only reception. He had, those were the only 40 yards that he got, the 41 yards for the touchdown, and he had 2 receptions, and then one of them was a tackle, was a no gain, and then Gerald Everett had a pretty big game today. On this game, he had 4 receptions for 68 yards, and averaging 17 yards a carry, and he also had 1 touchdown. Tyler Lockett had 3 catches for 30 yards, and DJ Dallas had a great game. He had 4 catches for 23 yards, but he was a big part in the rush game, right after Rashad Penny, who had 17 carries for 135 yards. He's been putting up good numbers these past 3 games with the Texans and the Rams, and he did that again today against the Bears. And then DJ Dallas also had 15 yards for 4 carries. And Russell Wilson ran for 13 yards over 2 carries. And then moving on to the defense, Jordan Brooks had 6 tackles and 4 assists. Carlos Dunlap had 5 tackles and 2 sacks. Bobby Wagner had 4 tackles, 8 assists, and 0 sacks. But you know the kind of effect Bobby Wagner has on the field while he's just doing his own thing. He also set the franchise record for amount of tackles in a season with 170. This was also his previous record, so he broke his own record and set a personal best, and while also breaking the franchise record. And yeah, so the Seahawks did really well. The defense is like really showing up. But they kind of fell apart in the last 2 quarters and mainly the fourth quarter. But yeah, going on to the Bears, Nick Foles had 24 catches, 24 attempts. He had 35 attempts, actually. My bad. He had 35 attempts and completed 24 of them. And he had 250 yards and 1 touchdown. David Montgomery, their leading running back, had 21 carries for 45 yards. So the Seahawks defense did cover the run or stop the run as much as they could, but they just got tired towards the end of the game, and the offense couldn't produce anything. They were producing, but then again, at the end of the game they couldn't get anything going in the last quarter, like I said. And then David Montgomery also was their had the most receiving yards for the Bears this game. He had 7 receptions for 61 yards. And yeah, Raekwon Smith, their defensive player, had 7 tackles and 2 assists. And Robert Quinn had the only sack on the team, pretty much. But pretty much going on into the analysis part, like I said before, the Seahawks just couldn't produce in the fourth quarter, and this kind of doesn't look too well because the Seahawks lost to the Bears, which are on their third string quarterback. Um, it's a tough look, but I feel like this was a loss that would only benefit us in the future because this is an eye opener and it's going to get a lot of movement happening in the off season of personnel and players. So this is, and hopefully that will affect us in the future and make us go back to a contending team. Uh, but yeah, that's pretty much it. Bobby Wagner had a great game. Like I said, he set the career record for his career record, and he broke the franchise record for amount of tackles in a single season. Yeah, that's pretty much it. Hope you guys have a great day, and stay tuned until we post our next video.